hate to admit it, but you were right about the new scripture of the Master Builder. Karras is up to something, and that book is his master plan. It's too bad he's gone into hiding, or I'd make him eat his words.
Karras is fanatical by nature, but now I fear his ambition as well.
Please help me.
You say he's giving these servants as gifts?
Yes, and they must be connected somehow to the scripture. The servants are weapons, and the nobles have just invited them into their homes. I should be so lucky.
And the schematics confirm what my agents presumed. Markham's Isle is the staging area for the Cetus project.
You knew about Markham's Isle? Do you know what it took to get into that office? I don't appreciate you wasting my time.
You are arrogant, Garrett. Yet, you underestimate your own importance to the cause. Your actions have been invaluable.
Do we know what the Cetus project is?
The schematics are too technical to decipher, but the name they reference, Brother Cavador, is the best lead we've had in months.
Then we need him. I'm sure you'd love to ask a high-ranking mechanist a few questions. I'll go see if I can't convince Cavador to come back with me.
There is much we could learn from him. Lotus, my agent on Markham's Isle, may have information on Cavador. Unfortunately, we've had no word from him for some time.
Then he got careless. I won't make the same mistake.
I have hope that Lotus is still alive. He's a faithful agent and a trusted friend. If you could find him, we would be in your debt.
I just hope you realize the risks I've been taking for you. It's not every day my services come so cheap.
So here we are for level 11, Precious Cargo. So our objectives, we have quite a few objectives, and this is also a really cool level. This is a cool level. So we have to kidnap Cavador and return with him to our rowboat. Find Lotus, he may have some useful information on Cavador. Find and read another passage from the new scripture of the Master Builder. The old lighthouse keeper was quite a sailor in his day. A smuggler friend was commissioned with finding and stealing the man's antique navigation globe. It should be somewhere in the house. Long before the mechanist took control of Markham's Isle, used to base operations by a band of pirates, led by Dark William Markham himself. Rumor has it that Markham left a substantial amount of treasure behind. Find it, and don't kill any mechanists. So, the difference really is that we have to find the treasure and the navigation globe. And the navigation globe can be a bit tricky the first time you play this, but I know where to look. So for this, I'm not sure what we're gonna need. I mean, breath potion is always. This thing has a lot of. This level has a lot of water in it. We have a lot of money from the last level, so I don't think we're gonna need any more wine arrows. But let's go for a few. Gas. Like you have everything. It's like I'm not sure what actually you want to get. Moss arrow to get me 10 moss arrows, wine arrows, speed potion. I get gas arrows for the whole $1. Go with that. So, first off, right off the bat, just brightens a bit. It's a bit more agreeable. First off, right off the bat, how the hell did you get here? There's just like a waterfall over there. And here's a little rowboat.
If I were Cavador, where would I be?
The forest is dark. Karras be my light. The cavern is dark.
What's that?
The builder will show all if 'tis meant to be.
This little excavation machine. It's a piece of secret loot here. Actually was pretty dark. What you do is you do that, and this loot spawns. Construction journal. Work on the underground facility doth proceed as planned. When first you arrived here, Markhams we found the code certain. Lighthouse or an opera, and the house of its keeper lay near ruin. Whenever pirates did make this place their home, departed long before we arrived. The cutthroats did maintain a hidden base beneath the line, containing several shoddy buildings of poor wood. For the most, we destroyed these mockeries of construction, but those that were sound we left standing, to be used for our own purposes. Indeed, on the instruction of Cavador, our new facility had been built directly onto those structures that we did take over. 'Tis sad indeed such powerful steel, tainted by the touch of rotting wood, but the need dictates our action. New drilling machine is in truth miraculous. Its pith doth bore through solid granite, and the builder's children can easily assemble and disassemble the machine whenever needs not compel it. So most useful needs carve out isolated sections of the caves. My eye spied another nugget of silver there. The veins are rich with the builder's bounty. Methinks I'll keep this little discovery to mine own self. Ooh. Sinners. I don't think they will like that. Yeah. Oh. See, I always wondered how they got this little tank drilling machine down, but like it said there, they disassemble it and move it. So I always wondered how they actually got
Art thou there?
Got it down through these like pretty small tunnels.
It's a long way up.
And we have another level with a lot of verticality, so we can take the elevator, which is the obvious choice. Or we can climb. Sorry. Easy to get detected here. Yeah, so let me show why we want to get to that camera. To open this. We can take that entrance over there, but there's basically a metallic ramp. So getting past that guard and the others outside will be not impossible. Nothing's impossible, but it will be tough. And I don't want to risk detection this early in the level. So we can go through here. That turn off some of the lights. Now I'm just gonna sneak down there if I can. Yes, perfect. That doesn't make any sense that he wouldn't detect that. That's one of the things I don't like about this game, that I guess the age of it kind of makes a problem that the AI can't detect subtle things like, you know, doors that are standing open or lights that are out.
Hello? Reveal
like
thyself. 'Twas but a rancorous wind, sent to trouble my watch.
So here we have the little workshop, laboratory thing. Friend Garrett, please make thou haste in repairing this child. That treasure is pagan, this harm the most grievously. But fear not that any more of thy companion's behalf, for his saboteur has been subdued. Different pendulous. That's a weird light glitch, like light. Yeah, we have disabled soldier robot. I think you can interact with this.
A malfunction unauthorized. Violence. Be notified, Doll. Mine arm strikes us palaces. Be notified. Be notified, Doll. Hostility and violence.
Drops. I mean, this would be a terrible place to have a workshop. A wet cave like this, so you can have machinery. Then again, I guess these are not like running on electronics. So. And here we go. Look at the texture here. That's pixelated. It's fuck. Look at the map, we came out of this well, here's the cold storage, so we are basically standing right here. Cavador, where? Markhams Isle. Long Tom's Wall. Long climb. Waterfall, enter here. Yes, I guess he came through and then... I don't know. Feels like a weird way to enter. What I actually kind of want to do is I want to get access to those two flash bombs. But that is pretty dangerous. I don't want to knock anyone out. Something. I have noticed something. This house is a bit of a bitch.
Good cog, is that you?
I did not even see her.
The wind is restless this night.
In the window.
For the builder's sake, what was that?
Didst that shadow move? Carries steel my nerves, for 'twas nothing after all.
Plenty of water.
Who's there? Who
Is there
goes
someone
there?
Huh. I like the moss or whatever that was. Leave him alone. So we came in. If we look here, that's where the navigation globe is, but we need to get up there. That's what's a bit secret about this.
Construction is proceeding as planned, friend. Even below thy feet we extend our workings. The structures those pirates left behind are structurally adequate, but they show their unworthiness in the clear light of the builder's torch. Soon they will be replaced by iron and steel.
The lighthouse seems sound enough. When once I was a hammer...
The Order of the Hammer. Ha! The old ways are dead, my friend. Thou wert right to forsake the crudity of the hammer for the majesty of the gear.
Aye, 'tis true that the old ways are crude, but they can be effective still. Look around you, friend, at these rotting planks and beaten boards. 'Twould take but a hammer and nail to put things right again.
Again you think of the past, of repairing. 'Twas nothing then, 'tis folly. The drums in mine begin anew, so that thy buildings know the glory of metal and gear. Something so corruptible deserves not the builder's regard.
Perhaps not, friend, perhaps not. Still, it troubles my heart to look upon such disrepair.
That guy's tall, holy shit.
By Garrett, I'll have no mischief on my watch.
Come into the light so that I might see thee.
Oh. We are safe. Because this guy can... If this goes wrong... I didn't. It went perfect. As long as you sort of slide up on an edge, then you don't make the jumping sound. Dearest Virginia, I beseech thee, my love, return not to Starlight Cove. Those notorious pirates are back, and I fear they mean to remain. Last night I overheard two of the scoundrels. I believe they're planning on establishing some kind of base in the underwater caves. I fear for my life, but the time has come to take a stand. To be safe, I've hidden our valuables in the crawl space. My only hope is that the courier ship arrives on schedule, so this letter is delivered to you in time. Your beloved Nathaniel. Well, I suppose that looking at things, I guess the guy didn't make it. Yep, there's the switch to work on that. I think there's gold here. Huh? We don't have any real loot requirements other than the navigation box, so...
Is that thou, friend?
Huh, that's dangerous.
This should fetch a nice price.
Application globe. Health potion. Can't see shit. Oh. How the hell did I not see this hole? Not that I want to jump down there, because that will put me right in the field of view of that crossbow woman.
It was just the sweet pingings of a boiler.
How? What is that there for?
Blessed are those who have flames, for they carry with them the purifying flame, and remain the builder's own image.
Nothing here. Now, this is not exactly a series that I made to be like a ghost playthrough of Thief, but I still try to ghost as much as possible, because I think that's a fun way to play. What? I think I'll gas this guy. So the gas arrow is just like the fire arrow in that it has no bullet drop. It has no trajectory. Let's hide this guy here. There's the house. So you can fire it with a minimum draw. The harder you pull, of course, the faster it goes. But yeah, you don't have to. Now I'm actually surprised that I haven't actually had to load all that much in this series. God damn. Please tell me I can take that key. Oh yes. I do not want to go up there. It's a pretty cool place though. I'm actually surprised that I haven't had to load all that much except for the bank level on this playthrough, because I remember when I played this before, you know, I have save scummed like crazy. Like I quick save all the time, and I think the fact that I don't save all that often, I think that makes me a very careful player compared to before when I played. You know, you're really careful. See, we found the cold storage key there. And it leads to the freezer. Where did it go? There it is. This leads to the... Come on, don't turn around. These look like you could interact with them, but you can't. You cannot. Okay, so there is the... Please zoom in. Over there is the ramp that... The alternate entrance, and that's entirely made out of metal. What happened there with the accent? So yeah. Here we have the freezer.
What they keep on ice.
They have a lot of fish apparently. It's like the only thing. And this, I always thought this was really weird that it was this weird airlock in here.
Lotus?
Still hybrids, mechanist.
I'm no mechanist. I'm Garrett.
Garrett, yes. The lady knows me you would come.
Knew I would come? But...
Hush, sneaky friend. Time runs out. There be's a mechanist named Cavador. Garrus needs him. Relies he on his craftsy works. Garrus always asking, needs he ever more and more from Cavador. The Cetus project. Cetus Amicus. Horror of the seas. Horror of the seas. Must... tells the lady.
Don't worry. I'll find Cavador. Garrus will be stopped.
You'll need... takes you the key. Beware. And Garrett.
Yes, my friend. What can I do?
The cold feels nothing now. Garrett, I begs, return me to the green. Kill me.
Got them. Yes, I had a lever there in case you happen to be trapped, like I did there. I switched. This is canonically in the canon. This is the only time I think where Garrett really kills like another human, and that is a mercy kill to a guy who's, you know, basically freezing to death. Good timing we got here. That's the only time. So this is like the first part of the level. This looks pretty generic. And the second part of it is when it kind of gets cool. Just gonna wait for that robot to come around. Don't wanna risk it. Come on. I have not determined. Yep.
The wheel seems to be missing a peg.
Sextant? What are these called? Oh, short compass. Is that even a compass? That's I forget what that thing is called. Anchor. Anyways.
What the?
This is where the level gets cool. It's raining. Attention, due to a recent mishap in one of Ventus, I have installed my own invention of non-slip mats on the subaquatic outpost. These devices are full soft as carpet, yet also completely water resistant. I promise these mats shall allow all makers to stand tall before Father Karras and the Master Builder himself. Friend Menace. So these carpets are silent, which is good for us. This guy out, he's one of the few people, because this is a cool scene.
Oh!
This is why I love this level. Just behind this door.
That must be the Cetus Amicus. Guess I'll sneak aboard and have a look around.
I just love this, how they have like a fucking submarine. You gotta get a passenger boat. Oh, I think this is pretty cool though, just the way that they have dug the tunnel. level so far has been pretty generic, like an abandoned lighthouse, abandoned house, climb. But this part of the level just makes it all... I don't know, I always thought it was really cool. Just the underwater submarine base. I'm not going to risk it without a robot around. Might have to wait for another patrol pattern. Because you really don't want to be detected here. Yeah, he was not far off.
Who treads there?
This place is surprisingly bright.
Rats would be wise to scurry elsewhere.
They're stuck. Yeah, it's really strange. I've never used the scouting orb in this game particularly much. I mean, it's a useful thing to have, but I never really found it to be like, super useful.
Blessed are the middle ones, for they were born of fire, and they alone have sinned.
Did that shadow move?
Yeah, so this level has a lot of swimming to it. Like I said before, I mean... Ah, goddamn it. I'm stuck on. A fog glitch? God damn it. Yeah. So that's where we're gonna go to next. 'Cause that's where the treasure is. That's, I mean, it's semi-sneaky. I mean, you could miss that if you happen to look the wrong way, so to speak. Then you could certainly miss this area. Take a risk. Have the breath potion ready. That was pointless.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
So I remember how the guy told us in the scroll that there was pirates building a base. Well, I was wondering how the hell they got this ship down here. Oh. So these guys are interesting because they have diver's gear on them, meaning that you cannot knock them out because you got a metal helmet. You can also not gas them. So they are one of the people that you cannot, once they see you, you cannot do anything about them. If ye be reading this note, you'll likely be here for the bounty of the good ship Catherine's Folly. The same as the fool before you. You best be turning back now and stay out of me vessel's hold, for you suffer the same fate as he, Captain Markham. And this is Markham's Isle. Now, here's actually what I'm gonna say, because this area is a bit of a bitch. It can be. So, god damn it. That is annoying. I had to load for talking about how little loading I do, and I got stuck underneath a hatch and drowned. So I lost a fair bit of footage there. Yeah, this guy's pretty tough. But I basically... Ooh, that was lucky. I did take a little bit of damage, or a lot of damage. That's what we have the health potions for. Oh god. Clink. Thought you could actually throw a bottle like that underwater. Yeah, I didn't make that much progress, but I made a little bit. And that's enough to annoy me. Articles of the good ship Catherine's Folly, set forth by Captain Dark, William Markham. Every man shall obey civil command. The captain shall have 1 full share and a half in all prizes. The master, carpenter, and boatswain shall have 1 share and a quarter. If any man shall offer to run away or keep any secret from the company, he shall be marooned with 1 bottle of rum, 1 bottle of water, 1 cutlass. If any man shall steal anything in the company or gamble to the value of a piece of gold, he shall be marooned or shot. If at any time we should meet another marooner, that is pirate, that man shall sign his articles without the consent of our company. He shall suffer such punishment as the captain of the company shall think fit. That man shall strike another whilst these articles are enforced shall receive Lodman's law. That is 4 stripes lacking 1 on the bare back, basically getting whipped, I suppose. That man shall snap. The man that shall snap his arms or carry a candle lighted without a lanthorn shall suffer the same punishment in former article. That man that shall not keep his plane clean, fit for an engagement, or neglect his business shall be cut off from his share and suffer such other punishment as the captain and the company shall think fit. If any man shall lose a joint in time of an engagement, he shall have 400 pieces of gold. If a limb, 800. If at any time you meet with a prudent woman, that man that offers to meddle with her without her consent shall suffer present death. Now these pirates don't seem too bad, I suppose. They seem to have some kind of laws and rules.
Loyalty is the fuel that burns away the riding jungle that lies beyond the hoofs of Cetus.
The save here is going to be quite a bit of saving at this level. Mainly because...
Into position will be thy plate, matching A unto A and B unto B. A noise! I'm as sure of it as the builder himself.
Oh.
Well, leaves in mine ears rustling so, but they're gone now. Loyalty is the fuel that burns away the riding jungle that lies beyond the hoofs of Cetus. If someone is there, then show thyself.
There's another swimming segment. Oh, share. A metallic share that floats on the bed. Probably too heavy to. new scripture of the Master Builder. Draft, page 16. Kara saw that a person, an animal, a plant, anything ill-born of nature, when consumed by the gaseous, necrotic mutox, would dissolve into rust. Karas had observed this many times, over and over again, for in it he felt the presence of truth. Whether released by a container or through the lips of a servant's mask, Karas would observe the action of the gas from a spot as close to their effect as he possibly could in safety. When the rust settled, Karas will zealously scrutinize remains for meaning. Well. And now Karas looked back upon these investigations, and he spoke aloud, saying, "O Master Builder, I have felt your will. I know that I have been chosen to bring your paradise to the world. I know that I must not fail, or your wrath shall consume me, and I shall lie forever in the forest you have saved for those who are unholy. Master Builder, my mind shall be sharp, my machines will not falter, and I will keep Karas from the risk of death. In your name shall I construct a protective chamber in Soulforge Cathedral, and there, where I cannot be harmed, Karas shall stay. I shall reconsider every element of my plan. If any are weak, Karas shall make them sound." So yeah, that was basically Karas's little scripture that he's writing about how he shall strike down the evil with his rust gas. That little rush that I made there, that's what I was worried about. Do we have some drills? What's up though? Diving helmet and a bunch of mines. Sorry. Okay.
What shadow passed my view? Was surely just lost.
So this is where I got trapped. Basically, I was done with all my business here, and I closed that and went down that hole and basically got trapped within the lid somehow. Attention subaquatic crewmen. Master Karas had learned that the previous occupants of these caves left behind a most great quantity of wealth upon their departure. The local legend hath it that the leader of the pirates, Captain Markham, did hide a sea chest of treasure somewhere beneath the surface. The myth does also state that it is bound to be kept in a structure like a sailing vessel. All subaquatic crewmen should consider themselves tasked to find this gold. Very good. And we just stole that gold.
Come into the light so that I might see thee. No noise now, Builder be blessed.
Guess you have to check the notice board for all the messages. Kind of weird it actually had a patrol pattern. Oh, completely forgot about that camera. I just ran up there like an idiot.
Is that thou, friend?
Shit, that was close.
Was nothing then? The drums in mine ears do overly strong.
Garrett must have really long arms. Turn off the cameras there.
And Carrie said, lay down my We laid him down, and seeing this, Carrie spoke again. Now raise up thy hands, builder shall be, and all the followers of Carrie.
Ah, I'm gonna let that guy pass.
Yesterday I built my home from brick and stone, a childish dwelling for childish time. Now I am a man, and I have built my home from iron and steel. Blessed be the builder for this and all his gifts.
Take it careful, this water is loud. So here's a key that is, I mean, it's a little bit hidden, but it's in light. I think they made a patch that. And this key is very important to the mission, Locker 5. That's why it's important. Ulrich. Indeed, Father Karras' plan proved yet more brilliant than I had imagined. The Father doth call it the Cetus project, after the Cetus Amicus. The project itself, however, is in truth the grand meshing of several operations, like 2 years joining their cogs. The KD site, Cavador has uncovered the ancient power used by our order to benefit all of humankind. Our vessel must needs transport these discoveries back to Markham's Isle. Even the restoration of the Lighthouse was directed by Karras himself. The Cetus Amicus returns from a journey to the KD site. The Lighthouse beacon is used to signal Karras in Angel Watch. Everything doth prove so machine-like, so perfect. Friend Loris. So you can walk down this path if you really want to.
What dragonfly flits about? Karras Steelminders, for 'twas nothing after all.
Weird. So yeah, a lot of metal in this level. Holy shit, how much space do you have up here? I thought about that.
What noise there that softly calls? Rats would be wise to scurry elsewhere.
Save, because last time we got stuck. I hope we don't get stuck again. I think this is the fastest way back.
What dragonfly flits about? That's just a moth.
Someone there?
No.
All is quiet once more. Thanks be to Karas.
So as you can hear, people worship Karas, and he's not even a god, he's just... I mean, I guess he's just really a smart person or something like that.
And behold, a man will come unto thee, and he will be a leader.
And I think originally Karas probably didn't like the fact that people worshipped him, but I think he came to like the power that came with that. Friend Erlen, thou art hereby tasked with treatment for the Karas belonging from the flooding liver area, subaquatic outpost number 1. Of prime importance is work in progress, the new scripture of the Master Builder. Retrieve it at once, and the builder shall surely bless thee. Let's see.
And Karas said,
I love this area as well, it's like especially this. Time of peril, breaketh glass. And there's a breath potion and a health potion in there, so I'm guessing it's the case this place floods. So yeah, that message, we already got that objective. Scroll. Captain, today we did run through the scurvy lighthouse keeper. We tried to reason with him, but whined it like a crippled dog. Talked it to his fair miss. We scheduled to return to the cove. In your eyes, I'll be sure to turn her over to you. We also know some loot in it hide. We'll be keeping you informed. You should also know that the crew wishes to rename the go after you. 'Tis a proud day indeed for the brotherhood of the sea. Thomas. Yeah, so I killed the lighthouse keeper.
But soft. 'Twas a noise I heard. Rats would be wise to scurry elsewhere.
Okay, so apparently we turn off all the cameras when we turn off that lever. I did not realize that.
Who's there? What noise dost make?
Yes, as you can see, the 5th key was missing, but that's the one we found in the water before. And I think there's a note somewhere where they talk about how they missed it. You know, it's like the key is missing, and It was last reported in that like locker room where it fell through the gaps in the floor. There. Wait.
Is that now, friend?
I did not expect them to come in. Turn around. Huh. Once he leaves, we're gonna jump down into his water. Kinda wish there was a quiet way to lower yourself into the water. Uh-oh. Not working.
Thy plate, matching A unto A and B unto B.
Looks like he was turned this way a little bit. Got them. Yes, this is probably one of the levels we have the most keys. I mean, Eavesdrop has a lot of keys, but they're fake. I don't know why I did that. Huh. Rust gas container. And the troll maze. Rust gas container is important. I think we're supposed to go here eventually. Of course, we'll lock this guy inside. Somebody pretty much sent me a message on Telegram, I think. That's what this boarding was a little while ago. So yeah, now it's time to get access to the Cetus Amicus. And there's one of those guys with a crossbow and a diver's helmet on top of the submarine, so we're not gonna mess with him because we don't have any way of knocking him out, and it's all made out of metal. There we go. That's exactly what happened when I drowned in that. That's exactly what happened when I had to load earlier when I drowned. He said the hatch refused to open. So here we have the boiler room. Amicus Cargo Manifest. Main hold. Supplies for KD site. Locker 1. Weaponry. Potions, rust gas if removed from main cargo storage. Scouting orbs. Miscellaneous equipment.
Tight fit. I hope it's a short ride.
I hearest thee, intruder. Step into the light. Intruder plays tricks on me today. Time passed, I served the hammer. My heart could no longer bear to see such hard times befall them, and such little spirit to carry on left. And 'tis clear to see that it profits little to be a hammer in these times.
Aye, many hath come in such a wise. 'Tis not a hard task to see that we are the future.
Thou wert not with the Order of the Hammer before?
Nay, those brothers were always too stern and righteous for my choice. And they turned their faces away from our Lord Caris when he spoke of progress. When I heard of the great works he had made since he left them, I came.
As a hammer, I was oft forced to withstand the silent scorn of the masses. But the garb of a mechanist carries much prestige with it.
Another good place to save.
Thou art caught. Come into the light.
It was just the sweet pingings of a boiler. Probably.
So this part of the submarine is actually quite nice. Quite cozy. Captain's log, Cetus Amicus. Entry 1. Today was indeed a fine day, for Karos was on hand with the commissioning of this finest of vessels, the Cetus Amicus. In all my years a captain of sea-going craft, I never sailed a ship so sleek or strong. Verily, the Cetus Amicus mocks those wave-bound barges that glide below the flotsam and jetsam to stand safely in the womb of this steel shark as she cuts through the briny deep. Never again shall there be a vessel as fine as this. Entry 26. Damn that Cetus! He has failed miserably in his duties as cargo master and will be disciplined forthwith to lose the only key to cargo locker 5. He claims to have passed it to Zenwith while in subaquatic outpost 1, but the key has since disappeared. I fear it may have slipped beneath the flooring into the bilge water. One of the men can locate the key. Cargo locker 5 remains sealed. Yeah, that's the key we found in the water. Enter the fish again. If only mutton would keep on our voyages. Today we set course once again for the KD site, bringing Cavador back to continue his excavation. He wouldn't go into details, but apparently uncovered some new artifact that Garrett is very excited about. This may be the last voyage we're making in quite some time, as Cavador has been ordered to remain at the site indefinitely. The crew is prepared for yet another voyage to the KD site, this time to drop off special cargo for Cavador. He is ready to excavate another zone and has, per standard mechanism procedure, needs to cleanse the area with rust gas to prevent the growth of any flora. I must admit, however, that I've grown tired of these mundane cargo runs. I feel a time has come to refit the Cetus Amicus as a ship of war and venture beyond the confines of established routes. I shall propose this change to my supervisors upon my return from the KD site. So, kidnap Cavador and turned in. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we can't kidnap him because he's not here. So we have to find the missing cargo locker key. We already found that. When everything is done, stay away in the Cetus Amicus. Cargo locker 5. It's time to hitch a ride and see what Cavador's up to. Don't kill any mechanists. Pretty much done with this mission.
What noise there that softly calls?
Just one way. Fish. There's the guy with the diving helmet.
Just a boiler, yes? Or
There's-
perchance something worse?
Shit, the guy was eager to detect.
Who treads there?
And here's the control room. Hello, guys. I should probably lock these so nobody suspects a thing. I was never here.
Cease thy flutterings and show thyself.
So yeah, and this was... Level 11. Wonder how long this was. It felt like it took ages. 54 minutes, it wasn't even all that long. But yeah, this is one of my favorite levels. I mean, a lot of the levels are great in this game, because I think they're so clever, you know, it's like there's all these cool things. I mean, like steampunk submarine. I thought this was so cool when I was a kid. Backstabs. Oh, that was a backstab? The guy I killed earlier. Mercer killed. Well, gets picked, and we got plenty of loot. Well, that was that level, so I'll see you next time. We're gonna go to the KD side and finally get our hands on Cavador so we can kidnap him. But until then, I'll see you around.